Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to express my thanks to the Committee of Science and Technology Research Symposium 2020 for giving us an opportunity for presenting our paper that titled Simulation of Effectiveness Material Distribution on Supply Chain. Our thanks also goes to the participants and audience who pay attention for our video. The authors of this paper divide into two parts. The first one, main author, goes to Dr. Nurwandi, and the co-author consists of Dr. Haris Nukman and Mr. Bahtiar. Part of presentation consists of introduction, methods, result and analysis, and finally conclusion. In our research, we found that supply chains are affected by four factors. The first one is actors that consists of suppliers, producer, customer. The second one, the distribution. How could the supplier deliver to producers and producer deliver to consumers? The third one is effectiveness. Distribution has a capacity and quality, and how to know that the capacity and quality give the satisfaction for actors and distribution. It is a very complex problem. So in this paper, the complex problem will be solved by simulation for distribution line and distribution cost. The factor used in this paper, we focus on actors as Su et al. 2015 proposed. So the actors will be impacted to distribution as proposed by Robinson and Malhotra in 2005. And finally, actors and distribution will be impacted into quality as Prayogo et al. 2008. To confirm the complex problem in this paper, we built a research tab. The research tab began with build a relationship between actors in the form of network. After network performed, we generated the random numbers. The random numbers focus on capacity from supplier to producer, also producer to consumer. After that, we executed the random numbers with simulation. The simulation focused on inventory, return, and stock out cost in the form of rejection and cost. Finally, the result of simulation, we analyzed with analysis of variance. The authors of this paper divide into two parts. The first one, main author, goes to Dr. Nurwandi, and the co-author consists of after random numbers generated, we are going to execute with simulation. The simulation result was vary from supplier 1, supplier 2, and supplier 3. We found that in supplier 1, 50 unit per day result, but rejection consists of 20 units day out of 70 units per day. In supplier 2, we found that the average of production goes to 52 units per day, and rejection result 27 units per day out of 25 units per day. For supplier 3, we found that 50 units per day produced, and the rejection goes to 10 units per day out of 100 units per day. And from producer to consumer, we found that 130 units per day production, and the rejection result are 15 units per day out of 160 units per day. In the analysis step, we got a hypothesis S nil and S1, and the result from this analysis show that F table more than F compute. So we decided the H nil is accepted, and decision goes to every runs in simulation absolutely the same. From the simulation analysis, we see that the effectiveness of supplier 1 and supplier 3 was the same, with the value of 0.33, and differ from supplier 2 with the value of 0.342. The flow material from supplier 1, 2, and 3 goes to producer, and producer result the product flow to consumer with the effectiveness of 0.813. This is an enough highest effectiveness for producer to consumer. In this paper, we found that in supply chain simulation that affected by capacity of supplier and producer, the actors and distribution line will produce a quality in the form of rejection and cost of inventory, return, and stock out. The all factor of rejection, inventory, return, and stock out will produce an effectiveness in the form of quantity material, and goods. Well, audience, this is the end of our presentation, and we would like to express my apologies for some mistaken words and understanding in this paper. If you had a question, please address to luthfi69ti@gmail.com to complete our research. Thank you very much, and we close our presentation with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.